Alright, I should be live. Welcome to the stream. I know it's been a little bit of time since I've continued on here. I've had some internet issues, and yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon Champions, which, by the way, if you are watching this and you do like VGC content, you should totally go follow my YouTube channel, Sassifrass VGC. See you over there if you are into that. Anyways, today I was gonna try to resume. Last time I know I was trying to shiny hunt ShAlpha Rotom. I do have a spawn point. It's not really the best location to hunt, but hey, I figured might as well jump back into things because I do want to try to 100% the legendary shinies in this game, and I have 3 of the 5. And I want to try to complete my deck so I can get the shiny Volcanion in home. So, while I'm taking a short little break here from playing Champions, since the season's about to change in a couple days here, figured I'd jump back in to where I left off. Alright, so, like I said, I will be heading over to Rotom. So I already made a backup save, so I'm just gonna head on over. Thanks for swinging by. Hope you're all doing well. I forget what the donut I have for this is, but I'm pretty sure I have an electric one. Let me look. Yeah, it's a level 1 electric, level 1 alpha. So it gives me a little bit of a boost. I mean, every time I go in here, I have a... Well, it's probably my best chance is that initial spawn, whatever it might be. But you never know. Alright. I don't think there's a ShAlpha there. I think it's a shiny over here, maybe? I didn't see it. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't get the quest. That's why. I just realized. Because I feel like it's going to be a small percentage that I get the alpha quest and the shiny. I'll just check all of them real quick. Maybe I'll fly in a bunch before soft resetting. Okay. So I'll knock this out. But I'm gonna fly back. It's been a second since I've done this. What? Oh, come on. Why did that thing come out of nowhere? Alright, let me try to de-aggro them, I guess. Alright. I'll just fly in a bunch to start out. See if I get lucky. But I do think my best chances are just resetting, probably, and trying to see if I get a shiny quest or an alpha quest. But that would also kind of take a lot of time between each reset. So there might be something worth doing here. I mean, it's like a shot in the dark, but I can also just kind of like mindlessly do it. So is it really that big of a deal? It might not be a big issue. I can't even see anything though with my big head blocking. So there's always that. Hope you're all having a great weekend. If you played Pokemon Go Lechonk Community Day earlier today, hope you had fun doing that. I didn't really play much of it. I got a couple shinies just from casually checking throughout the event. But I didn't really need... I didn't even pop an incense or anything. But yeah, I got what I needed. I have been trying to organize my shiny living decks in home. Maybe I'll do a stream one of these days trying to show it off a bit. But I'm starting to try to evolve the things that I caught dupes of, you know, things I, try to organize and just figure out where I'm at. What do I need to fill? What type of stuff should I send in from Go that I could fill in certain pockets? Little things like that. But yeah, sorry about that. That was me, just to let you know. That was my Windows. Yeah, I feel like I don't really like this area to shiny hunt in. Especially since I can't really see if I've spawned anything in. Yeah, it doesn't look like any alphas, at least, in front of me. But yeah, I could probably, maybe I'll go for like 4 more minutes. And then I'll go check around. See if I spawned anything in. I only need 1. I actually was thinking about it. Is it even worth hunting this ShAlpha Rotom? I actually have a couple shiny Rotoms already. Obviously, the alpha variant would be new. It would be more of a size thing. That might actually be kind of cool, actually, to have a giant, like, fridge. A little more room. I think the alphas do look bigger in Champions. So it might be like a slight little flex there. Looks like a bunch of regular Rotom there. Pretty interesting how they spawned in like that. Does that look like a shiny? The Rotom wash. It looked kind of dark, but it could have just been the shadow. Hard to tell. I see another one there. If it's there again, I'm going to be thinking it might be a shiny. No, it's gone. It's a bridge now. Actually, I think if I remember, the shiny's like red instead of orange. Anyways, let me like 2 more minutes. Let me keep flying in. I'll just fly in and not pay attention. This game is so broken for getting shinies. But it's really cool because the way Pokemon Champions incorporates your Pokemon Home Pokemon, it doesn't like actually draw them from Pokemon Home. Like it uses them in like when you're like using them in the game, it'll say like it's registered in the game currently. But I can organize my entire shiny living decks. Like for example, say I have one of my competitive shinies, but I don't have like it's the only one I have of it, for example. Like Aerodactyl. And I could just keep it in order in my living decks in Pokemon Home, and I have it in Pokemon Champions. And if I ever return it from Champions to Home and bring it back into Champions, it will retain the information that like how I trained it last in Champions, but it won't affect how it was actually trained and EV trained and whatever outside of Champions. It's pretty cool. I've been having fun playing Champions. Initially, it was kind of like a shock, like how it was released a little bit. But I've grown to really appreciate the limited item pool and meta. I feel like there's a lower power level currently, for sure, in the game. And even though there's some dominant Pokemon like King Gambit, Sneasler, Basculegion for sure. I just feel like that's good. That's a good sign of a meta game. It's good to have something that you know is consistent, and a lot of people will run so you can build around that to counter it. You know? And I feel like I've been having a lot of fun exploring more of the gimmick or shock value side of the game. Because I feel like it's so early still that people aren't really like even experimenting with like, it's such a fast-paced meta that I feel like there's certain moves people don't really run too much, like Haze, for example. So setup mons feel like OP. Is that a ShAlpha? No, it's just a regular. That's pretty cool though. I'm just gonna run around since I already kind of disrupted my situation. Another alpha, but not what I'm looking for. There's a lot of Pokeballs in this area, so that's kind of nice once I actually find my ShAlpha, because I will be finding a ShAlpha. That is going to be the goal today, is to get a ShAlpha. And maybe I'll try to stream a little bit more often on this channel again. Like I said, okay, so out of the legendaries, I have Latios, I got Shiny Latios, I got Shiny Terrakion, and I got Shiny Cobalion. So I need Virizion and Latios, and I'm pretty sure I already have the donuts ready for when I do get that hyperspace. But as you can see, this Rotom one is actually my current level 5 scan. So that's actually one of the main reasons of why I want to do this hunt, is because 1, get a ShAlpha Rotom, 2, can rescan the area to see if I get another legendary hunt coming up. Or, you know, maybe there's something I need to finish my decks to get the shiny Volcanion too. That's something in general that I haven't really been doing much of, is the home shiny mythical Pokemon. Like, I still haven't even gotten an Enamorus. And eventually, like, I have all the games, it's just a matter of sitting down and actually, like, getting the little mid-evolutions or maybe starter ones that I never sent to home. Like, I evolved them in the game and got them, obviously, because I have the shiny charms in all those games. But it's a matter of actually, like, sending it from the game to home and registering in the decks. Which, at times, is just, like, going back and recatching some things, or, you know, involving them. But yeah, I definitely want to try to focus on like 100% a lot of that stuff over the next couple months. Maybe that'll be more of a goal that I start like next year. I'm not really sure. I've definitely been focusing a lot on playing Pokemon Champions since it's come out. I'm not like competing seriously right now, but I might start doing it a little bit more here. If that makes sense. Like, I know there's something going on this weekend in Los Angeles, but I'm not competing in that regional. And it honestly is very interesting, seeing some of the first tournaments occurring. We're actually a couple days away from a new season in Pokemon Champions, which I wonder if they're going to introduce any new items. My suspicion is they're going to keep a limited pool of everything again, even Mons. But they're going to introduce probably some more Pokemon that we can use in the format. Maybe some of the other new Mega Evolutions or whatever. Like, I'm thinking it's going to be another Mega format built upon the one that is currently running. So I imagine with the addition of certain Pokemon into the meta, other Pokemon are going to rise in power level. I was actually thinking about this a lot. Like, what Pokemon currently that are in the current meta that are good, but like are probably going to become even more powerful especially once they are on like restricted picks. When there's like restricted, like Groudon, Kyogre, Primal. I think Mega Meganium is going to be super common. It's like pretty good now, but I feel like especially once it's like, it's already like weather meta, but especially with Groudon and Kyogre, like Meganium can actually deal with that. I mean, typically you'd be like Charizard Y right now, but there might be a lot of people, I don't know, maybe there is a reason to, I don't know. The thing is, like, those primal forms, they set up like a really strong form of weather, and Meganium ignores it pretty much with Mega Soul for its ability. So in like a harsh rain or whatever, it can just pop off a fire weather ball and one shot a like grass type Pokemon or some sort of like steel type. It's kind of nuts. It's actually like very interesting. And then also just like the, even like its fairy typing, I feel like gives it a little bit of a, kind of like, it does it favors, I guess. It's kind of like this Pokemon that has been terrible. Like, in competitive, excuse me. Like, it's subjective if you like Meganium as a design or whatever. But like, competitively, Meganium has not been good in Pokemon games. Ever. Like, I can't think of any time it's ever been relevant or good. And it's really freaking cool that Mega Meganium is actually kind of good. It kind of changes the viability of the Pokemon. It reinvents it in a way that like creates its own niche usage. Which is what I'm saying, like my prediction is, especially with like that type of power creep, when it's like you have to pick one restricted Pokemon, like you can only pick like one legendary on your team, for example, which is like usually what they do for the formats. I think Mega Meganium is going to become like one of the best Megas. I think Mega Charizard Y is still going to be good, but yeah. Meganium I think is just going to become even better because it actually beats like a lot of those like restricted picks as well. Sorry, let me get the Electric Alpha. Alright, maybe I'll get lucky this time and get the quest. I didn't even find a shiny that time around. Okay. I don't have the quest, but I'm just gonna fly in a bunch. I'm thinking that I can only really reach these couple spawns that are near me. Like the, what is it, like 8? Like I'm not really getting a crazy big pull of things spawning in. I can hear it raining, so hopefully that doesn't mess with the internet. The stream has seemed pretty good so far, so that's great. Right, let's see. I haven't like done this in a minute. I was like not even sure what buttons to press. That's how long it's been. You know. I feel like if I went back and played Legends Arceus, I'd have to like take a second to remember the controls because it's not even the same as this game. I almost wonder if I should just reset. Got some alphas here though. That's kind of cool. Not shiny. I might just hard reset until I get the quest, because I feel like that's probably like my best odds of getting the ShAlpha. Is just getting it upon like coming into the zone. Seriously. Because what, I spent like maybe, it's already been like maybe 19 minutes of the stream. And granted, I haven't been hunting the whole 19 minutes, but majority of that time I've been hunting. And I haven't even seen a shiny. Not that I should have seen one in 18 minutes, but I'm saying like if I get the quest for an alpha or a shiny, it's a guaranteed spawn in one of the first nearby pods. And there's a slight chance that can happen. I feel like the alpha quest at least, maybe. I don't know. I'll probably just fly in again when I come in. Just because, I mean, this might just take a second, realistically. This hunt might just take a little time investment. Alright, let's go. It's a go. Alright. Alright, see, I got the Alpha quest, but I think that's just a regular. That's okay. See another Alpha, but again, that looks like it's regular. Well, at least I got the quests. One of them, but essentially, well, I'm trying to think what the odds are on roll 1. Whatever the odds are with Shiny Charm and Alpha and Shining Power 1, that's pretty much what the roll on the Alpha was. So it's still like pretty. I'd have to be pretty lucky to get that. But I'm so impatient. I feel like a wild man. Just want to run in, see what's going on over here. I do have a decent amount of time. Alright, nothing of what I'm looking for, unfortunately. Yeah, but like I said earlier, when I at least find what I'm looking for, there's a lot of Pokeballs in this area, surprisingly. So at least I can probably get some berries and all that. That looks like a big lawnmower. It does seem like the Alphas are spawning in more frequently, but maybe I'm just... It's all, you know, it's just coincidence, more than likely. This is how you shiny hunt in this game, pretty much. I wonder if going back and spawning in those ones, like how you do in the, like... I can't remember what it's called, the Team Flare base. I can't remember what they're called. Maybe that is what it's called. Maybe it's like doing that actually I don't know, never mind. I'm confusing myself even. Maybe you know what I'm talking about if you've done those hunts. There's like certain Pokemon you have to like run back and actually spawn them in once, and then you fly back to the warp, and then you start warping back and forth. But I don't know. I don't know if you actually have to do that first part, or if that's just like... Maybe you do. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Honestly, this is all for just the flex, of course, getting a ShAlpha. Oh, well, there's a regular shiny. That's pretty cool. There's really no point in me catching it. At least yet. Okay. Alright, let me fly back in. Oops. Alright, well, at least I know it's working. That actually wasn't too bad. It hasn't been that long. Okay, so the shiny is yellow for the electricity versus the blue. I should have known this because I've used it, but it just becomes a blur after a while. You know? And I think I actually have been using a shiny one on my one team in Champions, funny enough. One of the ones that I hatched. I think it's the one I hatched in Pokemon Sword. It's really cool because a lot of the Pokemon that I'm using in my teams that are shiny, I have clips of when I actually caught them or like hatched them. I'm very impatient after seeing that first shiny. I do wonder if these are spawning in from where I'm at back there. I'm curious. I think I'll just spend 5 minutes. I'm gonna look at the timer here and just kind of spend 5 minutes flying in without looking. I already know I have one shiny there. I mean, obviously if I can get a ShAlpha in here, I'll catch them all, but there's really no point in catching it. More than likely, if I don't get the ShAlpha, I'm just gonna hard reset anyways. And I don't really need another shiny Rotom. It's not like I'm trying to do the living form decks or something, which could be cool. I will admit, now that I think about it, that could be a really cool goal. I mean, there's no way I could catch multiple ShAlphas in this zone alone. Unless I got extremely lucky. Like, this donut doesn't even last that long. It's a level 4 donut and a level 5 warp, or whatever. But that would be kind of sick to have a whole team of, like, ShAlpha, Rotom. And they're all just, like, chilling around. You got, like, you know, the big equipment. Now that is a flex. But, I mean, obviously that wouldn't be a legal team. So that's why I don't really see the point of it, but it would just look cool for a picture. I'll just kind of make this like, they'll be like Ed, and Eddie kind of. Like my original one will be like Eddie, the conniving, scheming one. And then the other one that I got from my friend Ada, that will be Double D. Because it's intelligent. I think it had 0 attack IV, that's why she gave it to me. So it's like, that was designed for competitive. It was like actually pretty insane how lucky she got with that. It's a wild catch in her game. And I know she's not Sonu Gen's Pokemon. So that's why I was like, dang, that's actually kind of absurd. She doesn't play competitively. So she'd watch my stream and she knew that was like one of the requirements for a special attacker. Because I'm pretty sure she was even there when I hatched the Masuda one in Sword. Anyways, so I have those two. And then this one, since it'll be bigger, it could be Ed, like the big dumb idiot one. It'll be perfect. I feel like that's what I should name this Rotom when I find it, is Ed. Edie. Simple as that. It's like the perfect name for it. Alright, let me see. I didn't do 5 minutes, by the way. I did like 3. 2.5, maybe. I'm just so impatient. The Rotom fan or whatever kind of tricked me a little bit there. Okay, I need to get used to these buttons. I keep pressing the menu button instead of the map. Oh boy. What an exciting time to fly on in with your friends. You just fly on in. How do I do this? I mean, I kind of appreciate I don't have to watch some animation, but what is actually happening here? You know? Like, I see a wing. I go back to this point, but like, even if I was flying, like, why would it be flying in a sewer? I don't feel like it makes too much sense the more I'm thinking about it. I don't like that I'm thinking about it this much. Because I just enjoy the convenience of it. Now it's ruining it for me. Alright, let me keep going. Let's freaking check. Are any of you a ShAlpha by chance? Sorry I bothered you. Look at that little guy. That little shiny wants to be caught so bad, but unfortunately he will be despawned. Left to just wander these hallways alone for eternity. Not a microwave in sight, but just a drippy droppy from the pipes above. Your own hell on earth. Alright, Rotom. So I'll just keep flying in for a little bit. The donut's gonna be over soon, so maybe I'll give it like a couple minutes. Let me fly in a bunch. It's important. Science! You know what? I can name it like, what's that? What's the... Yeah, what's up, Jersey? Good to see you. How's everything been with you? Have you been playing Pokemon Champions at all? Trying my best to get this ShAlpha Rotom. Yeah, so pretty much... Oh yeah, Zeus. I was trying to think of what the name of the... There's a cloud in One Piece. Its name is Zeus. And then there's the fire thing, Prometheus. Which I guess they're kind of just named after gods anyways. It's kind of interesting. Alright. I think I'll name my Rotom Ed though. I came up with this theory because I have 2 other shiny Rotom. This will be Ed of the trio. Yeah, I understand. It gets really sweaty really fast. The cool thing about playing that game though is I think it's relatively very possible to get to Master Ball with any team that you... Like if you build a decent like team, you could go a little spicy. But yeah, like trying to get like a champion status in the game, you have to definitely like play a little try hard. Which is like not everyone's cup of tea. I feel that though, for sure. Like I'd definitely be losing a lot just trying out different team comps. But I mean, I've already gotten Master, so I'm like, whatever, I don't really care. Like, I mean, there might be a time where I want to try hard it. I do enjoy it a lot. I'm a big VGC guy. So I've really enjoyed, at first I was actually kind of like, I didn't know how to feel about it. I was kind of shocked how it was released. I was like, wait, why does it have a limited item pool? I was concerned about the VP and how training the game costs VP and such. But now the game's been out for a while, it's actually extremely easy to get VP. I didn't spend any money on the game yet. Apparently you can spend a little bit of money on a starter pack to get more box space. I didn't even realize that. I might do that, but I feel like the box space doesn't really bother me too much because I just send back. I can only make 3 teams at a time, so I always just send back anything I'm not using anyways. It's pretty fluid with Pokemon Home. And what I was trying to say about the limited item pool in Pokemon, at first I was like, what? This is kind of like not what I was expecting. But I've grown to actually appreciate the meta that developed out of it, because I feel like if you're new to competitive Pokemon, it's actually better to be introduced at like this type of format, because there's like way too many items in the game otherwise. You probably won't even understand, like, I feel like this helps people focus a lot more on like what abilities are happening and how things interact. Yo, what's up, Andy? Good to see you. Alright, let me head back in here. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think like, especially right now we're about to change seasons, maybe the format will change a little bit in a couple of days. But I've enjoyed it so far. I guess ultimately is what I'm just gonna say. Okay, there's an alpha there. Yeah, for sure. It's pretty fun. Like, I don't know if you if you know, but I actually have a VGC channel. I've been streaming and making a lot of content on that channel more recently on YouTube. Just trying to grow it more with champions, but I did have a couple teams that I put replica codes up for that were like, I made a Trick Room team with Mega Camera up because it has 20 base speed, which is the slowest in the game currently. So it's like really like fast in Trick Room. Pretty much Trick Room, it just reversed all speed tiers for 5 turns. Stuff like Farigiraf and like Hatterene, Gardevoir, a lot of like bulky psychic types usually can run that move. Like Sinistcha learns it too, which is another great support Pokemon in this format. I was talking about it a little bit earlier how there's some Pokemon that are currently in the game that are good, like Mega Meganium, but like later on down the line, they're gonna probably open it up to, usually like with Pokemon formats, it starts off like no legendaries are allowed, and then there'll be restricted formats where like you can pick one legendary Pokemon from a list that's like allowed in the format. Like maybe it could be like Groudon, Kyogre, Zygarde, or like Latios, or something like that. I was trying to think like what Pokemon that are currently in the game that are going to actually be better once that format is out, which will probably be not the next one, but I don't know, if they already make Groudon and Kyogre available in the next season, that'd be kind of insane. Like it'd be like, holy crap already. But yeah, I feel like Mega Meganium is going to be really good because Mega Soul ignores all weather conditions, and Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, they create a weather condition on the field that's intense rain or whatever. I forget what it is, like heavy rain and like scorching sun or whatever. So it's like even you can't. I don't even think you can remove the weather typically. But something like Meganium's ability, you can still shoot off like a fire weather ball. Here, I'm gonna check around here real quick. You can shoot off a fire weather ball in the rain. And Meganium actually, like, low-key can deal with Kyogre and Groudon in some ways, you know. I mean, it's weak to fire and ice moves, of course, but I don't know, I feel like there's some interesting utility. I feel like weather is always like a... It's like very centric in a lot of these formats, especially like right now. Like the main sun setter in the format is Charizard Y and Torkoal. I'm pretty sure Kanto Ninetales, yeah, you can use Kanto Ninetales, no one does though. It's kind of interesting. Torkoal is also like base 20 speed if I remember correctly. So it's also like a really slow, good like Trick Room mon. Kind of like a classic choice for Trick Room. Like a lot, if you like, I feel like this is a good format to get into because there's so much to learn about Pokemon if you're new to competitive. And the thing is, like, the best way you're gonna learn is by losing, like, not to be whatever. Like, it's actually like okay to lose if you can understand maybe to some degree what's happening. Because a lot of times, like, there's a team that someone might make, but like, you're not going to be able to play the team exactly how they play it just by looking at it. And you're not going to understand why they like made these decisions a lot of times. Like, why did they build out this moveset? Like, why are they not running this thing? Like, maybe you would do something different, right? Like, I think there's ways to really, like, I think why Pokemon competitively is so cool is because I feel like, even though there is like the very centric meta, there's still like a lot of very unique ways to kind of like build out Pokemon that can kind of like edge you in wins that typically would just be like almost like gimmicky, but like it can almost be like at times just like a counter meta. Like I feel like it's a very evolving like type of thing. Like yeah, we have like these Pokemon like Basculegion I was talking about a little bit earlier, like King Gambit and Sneasler, they're like everywhere, right? But I've actually been running Weavile the last couple days for fun, because Weavile actually is faster than Sneasler. So it's a faster fake out user. So I can actually outspeed Sneasler and fake it out if I want to. And I'd pair, like on my one team I had Mega Aerodactyl with dual wing beat, so I would just fake out their Sneasler, like if they didn't know better. and then I would just remove it with Aerodactyl turn 1. And then I can like one-shot even like Garchomps with Icicle Crash, and it's not even a contact move, like that particular ice move. So I can use that without getting hit by Rough Skin, which is Garchomp's ability. And on Weavile, I'm running Focus Sash. So Focus Sash is an item, as long as I'm at full HP, I can always survive a KO move. So if someone, like say Sneasler, say I mispredict and Sneasler goes for close combat into me somehow, or like they switch in for a graph and block my fake out. Like I'll still live with 1 HP and be faster. Well, actually, technically not if they're Mental Herb. They will outspeed the second turn, but it's fine. It's not like... A lot of times it is just kind of like give and take situation. But remember, it's still like spice. Oh wait, look. Alright, well that's not what I'm looking for. But I did notice a shiny. Let me see over here. Alright, no ShAlpha. At least I'm getting some shinies, so that makes me feel a little bit better. There's always the chance that could have been an alpha spawn as well. Yeah, so I want to try to finish this game, at least like, get the legendary shinies that I still need, Latios and Virizion. And I would like to just finish getting the decks completed so I can get my shiny Volcanion. I know it's a little bit of a... I don't know how long this hunt is going to take, trying to get ShAlpha Rotom. But I figured it'd be like a nice change of pace, because I've been playing a lot of champions this past month. I mean, really casual, too. I mean, I'm not like... But I feel like when I play, I'll play for like hours straight, in a way. Like, I'll be like, working out a team. And I'll just be like... What I'll do a lot of times... Like, I'll try to just think about, like, what are the most common Pokemon that people use? Like, King Gambit. Such an annoying Pokemon. It's like, I could run King Gambit, because, like, that's good, right? Or I could hard counter it somehow. You know what I mean? Just, like, figuring out ways to, like, how do I deal with all 3 of those Pokemon? So I can just kind of, like, build around my team from there. Because, like, if you can't deal with those 3, it's like, why are you even, like, bringing the Pokemon to the... You know, like, because you're gonna see them. Like, especially, like, Basculegion. Like, people started running stuff like Helioisk, because it's a electric normal type that has dry skin, so it can't be hit by... It's immune to water moves, and it's immune to ghost moves, because it's a normal type. So completely hard walls Basculegion, which is almost on every team. So it creates like a really fun opportunity for... Because I feel like there's always like a Pokemon that you can look at that's... It might not look like strong individually, but then it's like, well, this thing just completely hard counters the most commonly used Pokemon, even if it isn't that strong. For example, like there was a big tournament that happened recently. Maybe if you've seen it on your algorithm, or maybe you watch VGC content creators like, or like WolfGlick or something. There was a team with Ariados. So it's like the team itself was still using a lot of these popular Pokemon, like Basculegion, Charizard Y. I think it had Garchomp on it. But it has Ariados. And it's like, what, Ariados? And it actually won. It like came in first place. And I don't think I've ever seen one Ariados playing the entire time so far in Champions. But when you look at it, it actually makes a lot of sense, because it's a Pokemon that actually... It's a bug poison type, and something like Sneasler is completely walled by it. So it can redirect Sneasler into it. It's just like actually a really funny, like, unique call. It had speed control too, because it has a move called String Shot, which to anyone that's ever played Pokemon, that is like kind of like a useless move, but they've actually like buffed it in VGC over the years, so it can hit both targets on the field and lower both of their speed by 2, which is actually insane speed control. So things on your team that are normally really slow, like something like Sylveon, I think is what was on his team, it can now outspeed like these like super fast Pokemon like Garchomp and Mega Floette or whatever. So it's actually like really interesting. Like Ariados legitimately just came out of nowhere. And is like a great example of like what I'm trying to say about finding, like when you can build a team if you're just like, I don't want to run the meta, but like, I feel like you can totally deviate. Because especially like on champions where it's blind matchups and they clearly you could like run your team so it looks like I have 3 potential mega Pokemon, but maybe only one of them are actually truly a mega on your team. Like when they're looking at your team preview, they're not sure what items you have on your Pokemon. They don't really know. So like at times, like if you run a team where it's like only one Pokemon can mega evolve, it's like kind of obvious which one is gonna mega, right? There's a lot of ways you can build your team to just kind of trick people. I remember even like, I used to play VGC regionals back during X and Y on the 3DS. I remember like, I don't know, sometimes when I think about competitive Pokemon, I feel like that's like what my mind goes to, is like these formats with like Lucario in it. And I couldn't figure out until the first battle, like, is this a Focus Sash regular Lucario or is this a Mega Lucario? Because those formats weren't like open team sheet. Like you didn't know, even though you do like a best of 3 battle, the first battle a lot of times it was like you had to fish for information to kind of know like how do I adjust in the second battle. But a lot of times the really good players, they would just kind of like hide their like best stuff until like the final battle. Like they kind of like play mind games with you. It's like actually a very interesting Pokemon, like competitively. I feel like it's way more accessible nowadays, especially with champions, which I think is good. But I think as time goes on, there's definitely going to be like some insane power creeps in champions. Just because introducing more items and, I mean, pretty much like what was available in all the other generations. It's going to be like, do you know what a clear amulet does? As an item, do you know what that does? It's an item that prevents you from having your stats dropped, if I remember correctly. So if you want like Garchomp with Swords Dance not to be able to get its attack lowered by Intimidate Pokemon or whatever, like Incineroar or Gyarados, you could run Clear Amulet Garchomp and just be immune to it. I feel like it does something else, but I can't really remember. There's actually this one situation, I don't remember exactly. I saw it on like a Wolfglick short or whatever. Him talking about like an old, like some battler. He put Clear Amulet, I think, on Hatterene. And it actually doesn't like I guess like if you use Parting Shot on Hatterene, because of its ability Magic Bounce, it actually sends the stat whatever back at Incineroar, and then the Hatterene gets shot out of battle. So it can't set up Trick Room. Like you can Parting Shot into Hatterene and it prevents it from using Trick Room. Apparently though, if you this trainer, I guess like he put on Clear Amulet on his Hatterene to make people think that if they tried to Parting Shot into it, it would stop it from using, but that's not how it works. And it's kind of interesting because apparently like it worked. Like he was able to bluff this item on his Hatterene through the entire tournament. And if I remember correctly, I don't know if he won the tournament, but he definitely was like in the finals. And yeah, I just found that to be very fascinating. That he was able to outsmart all these people because it's such a niche kind of item or interaction that people weren't even like, it's like kind of like gaslighting them. Like they might not like be too sure. Like maybe they never even like were thinking it was a thing, but then they see him running the item, they're like, wait, am I not thinking about this correctly? You know, like, what is he? Why would this pro player who does good at tournaments be putting the wrong item on his Pokemon? So it makes them think like they're like not seeing something and they don't want to risk making a bad play, which is kind of hilarious. Like, just straight gaslighting people into winning. I don't even know if you could ever pull that off again. Like, that is such a legendary... Like, I feel like that's one of the most legendary ways to do good in a competitive tournament. Like, I would just feel like that. How could I even top that as a career? Like, like, that's so cool. Very fascinating stuff. There's actually a lot of very interesting wins in Pokemon history. Like, I feel like... I don't know, like, I've been playing Champions, I feel like the RNG is out the wazoo. But I don't know, like, someone's trying to say it's like, oh, because we're playing more matches, they're more fast-paced because the animations and everything are faster. So it just feels like you're being taxed, is what the term is, more. Like flinches and freeze and sleep or whatever. I mean, not sleep, I guess. It'd be more like burn from Scald, I think. Yeah, like Matcha Gotcha burns. Freeze from a 10% Ice Beam on the very first Ice Beam. You know, stuff like that. That does happen, I feel like, a lot. Crits on the very first turn that matter. Good times. I need to look at that starter pack though for Champions because I didn't realize it gave more box space. I feel like that is totally worth it then. I don't know about the battle pass. I've looked at it. I'm like, I don't really understand. Like, it doesn't feel like it's worth the money. I mean, I have home and I have all the Pokemon that I need. Like, I don't need to recruit anything in the game particularly. So that's maybe an advantage. I don't know. Like, I mean, Silhouette, for example. I mean, granted, I probably would not even really build a team around Mega Floette myself personally. I think it's great. I've run teams with it. It's definitely good. But I feel like you don't need it to actually play the game. It's not like a must-have Pokemon. It's just... you might want to use it. It's good. Like, it's definitely worth having. It's worth playing it to know how it like functions as a Pokemon. Gosh, this elusive Rotom. I have seen 2 shinies within my hunt so far. It does make me feel a little hopeful. Just gotta get lucky with it spawning in as a ShAlpha. Let's freaking go. I am actually currently working on a quest line in Pokemon Go for a shiny Diancie. I mean, it's taking forever, but eventually I'll have a shiny Diancie that's legit and I'll just send it in. It's kind of nuts to think about. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's only been if it has been released, it was like a Japanese distribution mystery gift only. But I feel like it's not available otherwise. I can't remember if those were legit. I feel like I've seen them on Cerebi. Because there's like a part of Cerebi where you can validate like event Pokemon, if they have the right trainer ID, all that jazz. Goodness gracious. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Thanks for swinging by. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. It does help my content. And it'll give me some shiny luck, hopefully. Well, I guess I need more ShAlpha luck, if anything. Well, look, there's another shiny. That's actually hilarious. I did get shiny luck. Oh, wait, there's another one. Holy crap. Thank you. That was all because of you, whoever hit the like button. Holy crap. Well, unfortunately, none of them are ShAlpha. That's cool. Getting a couple little sparklers in here. That would be pretty sick if I did get the ShAlpha and I could just catch all these extra shiny Rotom. But yeah, I have zero interest in just catching a regular shiny. They need to be ShAlphas or... yeah, or a reset. Oopsie daisy. Had a little bit of a hiccup there in the connection. Hopefully things are okay. It has been storming a little bit tonight. I'll give it a couple minutes and then I'll do one final check. And then if I don't find the ShAlpha, you know, just reset like I've been doing. Give me a ShAlpha at the dawn. Give me a ShAlpha. What can go wrong? I need a yeah. Oh. That's not good. I think my power flickered there. Oh, if my power goes out, I'm sorry. It wasn't personal. All these shinies are overpowering. It's these Rotom actually. They're hijacking my electricity in my house. They're trying to prevent me from finding the ShAlpha. These little gremlins. The day of my daughter. Just be a ShAlpha. I can't tell with the. I think it should look a little different, of course, but I always just want to check. I'll probably just soft reset at this point. Hey, what's up, Sarah? How are you doing? Good to see you. Alright, let me get a backup save loaded here. Head on back and just rinse and repeat. I'm doing well. Just trying to get a ShAlpha Rotom here in Pokémon Legends ZA. Trying. Pulling out all my best tricks. Bringing out my best. Let's freaking go. Alright, let me head in here. Electrifying. Alright, will I get a ShAlpha upon loading it? Does not look like it. Alright, I'm gonna fly in and out a little bit here. Let's freaking go. Let us go up to the sea. Yeah, so I want to just get this so I can clear my... I mean, I want it because it's huge. I'm going to name it Ed once I get this ShAlpha. It's already been decided. Fates have aligned. Is that a shiny heat Rotom? No. My eyes deceived me. I'll fly in for a couple minutes or whatever, and then from there, I will check around, see what's going on. Try my best. Gonna find the shiny. I'll try like 4.5 more minutes or something. Keep an eye here on the timer. Dude, it's so wild because I started watching, or I got into like One Piece maybe like about 2 years ago. I am completely caught up. Like even like I started reading the manga weekly. That's how caught up I am. Yo, what's up, bro? Sarkarius Drake, it's great to see you. Hope you're having a great evening. It is actually, as someone who's been able to consume it in like 25 years of content in like 2 years, it's actually like kind of amazing. Probably one of the best fictional stories I've ever read. Like legitimately. Like Oda, the guy who's like the author, he's a big fan of Star Wars, and I can definitely see like some of the like themes in his story that definitely take some influence from Star Wars. It's really cool. What games were you trying to play? Like what console? You can't figure out. Have you ever played like a game like Final Fantasy 14? Do you play PC at all? You should just download Final Fantasy 14. But I think there's like a free. I think you could play the full base game actually for free. Like I'm pretty sure you could play all the way up to level 60 for free. Like there's a lot of content for free actually. Like the whole first base game, A Realm Reborn, I think it's called, is free. And then by then you're definitely gonna know if you like the game because it's literally like the whole base game of like what it was originally. And then you can pay a sub, I guess, from there. Once you're clearly a fan. Plus you can play with people socially. But yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it's like you have all this stuff you can do, but it's like you're just not feeling it in the moment. What could be fun? Keep my mind off the world about out there. For me, it is now resetting and getting the ShAlpha Rotom, apparently. This is a task I assigned myself. No one else put me through this. No one demanded this of me. I wouldn't put this on my worst enemy. No, I'm just joking. It's not that bad, but would be nice to just get it. This is such a bad area. Like, I feel like my donut isn't powerful enough. You know? And my luck has been not too bad, actually. Just not getting a ShAlpha. I have found a few shinies. I think 4 in total I've seen. So I'm definitely seeing shinies. I'm definitely seeing alpha Pokemon. Just gotta have those two combine here. You finished Bonanza, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Pokopia, and Windrose in the last few weeks. Yeah, I saw that because we're friends. I saw you hit Master. That's great, bro. I didn't hit master in singles. I didn't really build a singles team. Like, I just kept, every time I wanted to make a singles team, I would just like reformat my team because I only have 3 slots, and I would just use it for VGC instead. Like, it would, I don't know, it probably is worth hitting master in both. Like, I don't know, maybe I should try. Because isn't there like still a couple days left in the season? I was wondering about this myself, like, is there going to be a new format for the next season? Or are they just going to play the same format for another round? I feel like we're going to see more megas introduced at least. Maybe like some more Pokemon introduced into the... Yeah, so you know how like whenever you build teams, you only have 3 slots to keep a team built. And otherwise you have to like keep putting items on the Pokemon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of annoying. Like, even if I could remember how to reassemble the team, I don't know, I just like the convenience of leaving it already accessible so I can rotate between teams pretty fast. But yeah, unless I'm not paying money in the game, so I don't have more battle parties available. I've debated if it's worth buying it. I was considering. Maybe if my other YouTube channel that I've been growing, my VGC one, maybe if I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll actually like spend money so I can have more battle parties, so I can have more replica teams and all that. Because right now I haven't really been like putting out the replica teams when I make my videos, because I can't really even like keep a lot active at a time. I think only a few are allowed. Goodness gracious, I'm like out here looking for a ShAlpha. I feel so impatient, even though I've been here for like an hour already. Something about like need to see what I'm looking at, but all I see every time I fly in is this big hat. Oops. Almost left. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm talking about the battle parties, not like the actual storage. You know? Like how you can only have 3 active parties. Yeah. I mean, it's not really an excuse. I feel like I was like so focused on VGC this first season. Kind of just trying to like deviate from what people were doing. See if there's like something that's undiscovered. That's usually a lot of times how I like to play formats. Like, yeah, I could like a lot of times you could just kind of like copy what people are already doing and like adjust it to yourself. You know, like just copy pasta something and like adjust the teammate or adjust the move spread or the whatever, how you would actually do it differently. But like, I feel like in these like low power level formats, there's certain Pokemon that are just never gonna get the light of day ever again. like I made a video actually on my one channel. It's actually popping off. I made a video with Pikachu where I actually was using Pikachu in Master Ball tier. And like taking people down with Pikachu. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I play Pokemon. That shit's hilarious to me. Yo, what's up, Mango? Shiny Shinx, let's freaking go. Like, taking down people with Pikachu is such a funny... Like, it actually... Anything that's Fake Out is actually viable. And it has Volt Absorb, too. Or Lightning Rod, I think it is actually, excuse me. So far, no luck. I've found a couple shinies, but I've had to abandon them just because no ShAlpha. But yeah, I don't really mind that. Which fossil are you hunting? Are you playing ZA also? Yeah, it's okay. I'll survive. I've just been ranting about, like, champions a little bit. Like, little... like, nuggets of information about VGC. Because I haven't really played this in a minute. So this is kind of a nice change of pace. Just kind of, like... just look for a giant electrical ghost. Oh my gosh. Good luck. That's awesome. You got the Tyrant though. That's actually insane amount. 2,927. Holy smokes. Every time I see the alpha, I don't know why. It just like makes me think. I do have a... I was hoping to find a fossil, like, hyperspace or whatever. That was like my dreams for any fossil Pokemon in this game. It took you 2,200 for Amora? Oh my gosh. You guys are nuts. I don't think I've ever really done... I don't think I've ever done a fossil hunt in any game. And when I think about it, I'm trying to think. The only thing I've done anything similar was I traded for Alolan Rattata in Let's Go Pikachu. Like how you trade the Alolan Rattata. So I think I had to, between catching, I think I had to transport them all in from Go, if I remember correctly. I think that's how I got them. Or no, it was regular Rattata, that's right. You would trade the NPC regular Rattata for the Alolan variant. So I had to go catch like a crap ton of Rattata. Like I remember I found shiny, like regular shiny Rattata I'd found. Just like trying to get as many Rattata as possible. And I sat there and I traded. And just kept soft resetting and trading over and over to the NPC until I got a shiny Alolan Rattata. Can you get ShAlphas from the actual fossils? I actually don't even remember. I feel like I've seen you can. Oh, so it's like completely just luck. Is it the same odds as like getting a regular ShAlpha in a wild? Are fossils affected by the shiny charm? I mean, I assume they are, but... I mean, what about a donut? Dude, wait, donuts only work in the hyperspace. What am I talking about? Sorry. It's been so long since I've played this. Crap, I forgot to even check. Oops. What if the ShAlpha was back there? Oh, we'll just pretend. It wasn't there. Santa ain't real. I don't even know how long I was sitting there doing that. At least that's good, you know, you're distracting me to the point where I'm like, I've completely stopped hunting. But hey, it's okay. I don't really care that much. I didn't see anything. Did you? It wasn't there. At least in those 4 I saw. Oh, I see. So you're just kind of grinding through it at your own pace. Yeah, I don't think they're affected by the charm. Or maybe they are. They probably are. It's been so long. Even though it really hasn't been that long. I feel like there's been so many Pokemon games coming out. I haven't even played half of them. I mean, a lot of them are remakes, of course, but... Yo, you know what's crazy? I don't know if you can see this, but before I go back in here, at my mom's house, I found this magazine, and it actually has on it, it's a Nintendo Power, and it has the original, like, hold on, I don't know if you can see it. Crap. Stupid green screen thing. God, you can't see it. I'm planning on making it short, showing it here on YouTube, but god damn it, I can't show it. It's literally the release date of Fire Red and Leaf Green when it came out on Game Boy Advance. That's how old it is. I was like, holy crap. I remember when that happened. It's like actually insane how many times I've played Kanto. So there is no bonus from the shiny charm, okay. Thanks for checking. Oh, you already knew that too, probably. Tatsugiri. Oh, that is a fun mega. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. I cannot imagine what it's going to be like once they introduce Dondozo and Tatsugiri in the champions. That's going to be so annoying. Star Fox. I did see that. I never actually played the original Star Fox. I remember playing it loosely on NES because my friend had it. But isn't that like the same? Isn't like the 64 one a remake of the NES? And this is like, and the Switch 2 one's like a remake of that one. Yeah, I mean, like if you're not a battler, I feel like it's maybe not like it's probably not for you. I feel like you could still play and have fun with it if you wanted to use some of your Pokemon in ways you haven't used them before. It's pretty, like, you don't have to spend any money, that's for sure. But yeah, it is like a completely different beast. Realistically, in a game like that, when you're playing it for the first time, you're gonna lose a lot more than likely just because it's just like trying to absorb a lot of information, and the best way to learn is just by doing it. I mean, even when I'm playing, I lose all the time. Like, sometimes people just catch you off guard. Like, I always think I'm never gonna fall susceptible to like the most gimmicky, like dumb strategies. Like, I literally lost to a soak belly bolt on ladder. I was like scoffing at it because it soaked both of my Pokemon. I'm like, I know what you're doing. You're just gonna try to go for electric move, so I just switched them out. And then somehow, like, I ignored this belly bolt long enough in the fight that it actually ended up like becoming a problem. And it swept my entire team, and it actually ended up soaking my last two Pokemon. And I couldn't switch out anymore, and I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, I am so dumb for, like, literally giving them this win. But I had to learn. Yeah, I totally understand Mango, 100%. It's been remade 4 times. Yeah, that's what I think I saw. I've never played any of them, so for me it would be new to some degree, but it looked cool. I mean, it kind of just reminded me of like OG, like arcade games, kind of. The Star Fox game, excuse me. Yeah, I know. I feel like Pokemon is really just like, it could be like a collection game. I feel like I'm both. Like, I have a living deck, so I'm working on shiny wise and home. But then I also am a battler, so I'll just take a lot of my shinies and use them for battle. So I get like multiple purpose out of it. I've seen some people be like, it's tacky to run like all shiny Pokemon, and like, you can have that opinion. But like, a lot of times, you're not using them like for anything else really. Like, why wouldn't you use them? I mean, personally, I don't always like shinies. I'll like use regular form, like just because I want the color. It's like the theme of it, you know, together as all 6 Pokemon. You know, sometimes you'll like pick certain Pokeballs to get your Pokemon in. Sometimes when I'm building my team, determining if I use the shiny variant or not is really just like a color scheme. Like when I'm looking at my battle team, you know, it's like gotta like make it look good. So it's like not even a matter of like I'm gonna make my team full. Sometimes it will be all shiny or like mostly shiny. I don't think I've ever even really made a full shiny team when I think about it. It always comes down to ultimately like vibes. And it's like that's part of the fun. I feel like why not just go ham? Let my little monsters shine. Let them go out there and like have my cockfights, you know? My legalized cockfighting. Holy smoke, look at all these alpha and none of them are shiny. Come on. It's kind of interesting how Pokemon is like, in some ways, like an environmentalist game. Like the themes it tries to portray about like humanity and Pokemon living side by side. But then it's like, what the hell is going on actually? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, some really bizarre iterations of the Pokemon world. Pokemon! I'm just sitting in a sewer, like, why, like, this whole sewer is just, like, full of appliances that have been, like, repossessioned. Like, someone's, like, stashing their stuff down here to resell on, like, Facebook Marketplace or something. And then all these, like, ghost Pokemon just came down here and fucked everything up. It's a tragic story. Very few can relate. But it's alright. I really am hoping I'm not here all night doing this, but I gotta get my Ed. I've already decided that I'm naming this ShAlpha Ed. Because I have 2 other shiny Rotom and they're gonna be like Ed, Ed, and Eddie. They're all not gonna be named Ed, unfortunately. But this one is definitely gonna be named Ed to be the big dumb idiot. Or maybe I can name it Buttered Toast. Dang, that might even be better. Buttered Toast. Son of a shepherd. I remember when I was a kid, like Ralph, like it's like that saying, "Son of a shepherd." It was just like such a great expression. Ed and Eddie is probably one of the best cartoons, like that I remember growing up. I remember initially not really liking the art style, like being like kind of like caught off guard by it because it looks so different than everything, which is actually part of why it's so good. I think ultimately, like artistically, it's like actually just does its own thing, which, you know, gives it its own identity. Really helps in like selling its identity, at least like being unique. But dude, Ed, Ed and Eddie is like seriously one of the funniest shows. And it's like such a cliche like trio, like the Three Stooges, whatever. Just amazing. Just freaking love Ed, Ed and Eddie. And it actually kind of had a good ending for the series also, if I recall. I don't know if they've ever rebooted. I feel like maybe they did. But they actually had an ending. And I recall it being like actually like good. I don't really remember it 100%. It's been like probably a decade or two. Just like have faint memories of like being satisfied. Like, I remember, like, Eddie, the conniving, like, trickster, scammer guy. It had something to do with his brother, if I remember correctly. Like, the finale. His brother, he always tried to aspire to be, like, validated by. Who didn't actually care about him, from what I remember. Gosh. I like the way the refrigerator Rotom looks as its icon. When it's attacking, it looks like the doors are open. I think that's what it does when it attacks. Which is so fun. I need a giant refrigerator for sure. Like, if I get this giant alpha, like shiny, I feel like I have to run a snow team with a giant refrigerator. Or like I have to run something with a giant lawnmower, a giant like washing machine. I mean, there's definitely, or a giant toaster oven. They're all like viable. I feel like the lesser used ones are Rotom Mo, and I feel like Rotom Air, whatever the hell it's called, Rotom Fan. I don't think it like ever really gets play. Like maybe I've like seen it used once or twice, and it kind of like I was like, oh, that's kind of. I feel like it like never gets play really. Rotom Mo though actually can have some unique play, being like a grass electric type. But I'm gonna do one final check here before I soft reset. And of course, like regular Rotom, I don't think there's really a reason to run regular Rotom. Goodness gracious. Alright, well. It continues on. I might need to get some more water here soon. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab some more water real quick, and then I'll resume my hunt. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit and chatting me up. It's definitely helping out on letting the time go by as I reset and get new spawns for me. ShAlpha Rotom. Which, you know, I'm sure will eventually spawn. I don't think it's going to be something that takes as long as like multiple streams, but who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it'll take like 50 years for all I know. Maybe I'll never get it. Maybe this will be the one that got away. And when I'm sitting on my deathbed and they ask, do you have any regrets in life? They'll be like my Moby Dick. That right, well. That's ShAlpha Rotom. And then like, I'll be the only one who can see it, but I'll be in the old home and like, all the appliances are being like, possessed by Rotom, and I'll just see the electricity and they'll be like, you're just seeing things, Grandpa. Be right back. Thanks for your patience. Alright, thanks for your patience. Just give me 1 second here and I'll be back to the ShAlpha hunt. Hopefully I get lucky here. Alright, let me head back in. Back to it. We've got to go! I almost just want to reset until I get the guaranteed alpha or guaranteed shiny spawn, because I don't know, maybe, I mean, it honestly hasn't been that long. I feel like I'm so desensitized at shiny hunting that this is nothing. Like an hour and a half, what, you call that hunting? That's an afternoon nap. That's just a warm-up. This is the warm-up for the real hunt. The hunt for glory. For justice. for freedom from this sewer. Just doing a quick little check. Yeah, I almost want to just soft reset. Just try to get the quest in a way. Screw it. What do I got to lose? I almost feel like this might be faster. The hell was that? You out of here. We don't like your kind here, bot. I actually saw something about Twitch that they're like cracking down on bots. It's kind of funny, like when I think about it, like I wonder how many people that I've known or in like communities I've streamed under, how many people like frequently are view botted. Because I've had suspicions about like things in the past, because people have like crazy amount of viewers, but there'll be like 0 people interacting or talking in the chat. And I do know like lurkers are a big part of streaming culture. But, you know, sometimes you're just like, this like, ratio makes 0 sense. Like, it's, like, what the hell's going on here? I saw this, video, too, by Jax Films. Jax Films, he has, like, a channel where he kind of exposes, like, different, like, YouTube practices that are kind of, like, questionable. And it was just, like, these live streams that are, like, pretty much looped footage that aren't even, like, live, and it's like targeted on kids. So there's the alpha thing. It wasn't a shiny, but see, like at least I got a guaranteed alpha, which now that I think about it, it's not really like the best odds realistically. I'll just fly in, try my luck, roll the die a little bit. I'm feeling lively. Feeling like I've never felt before. Hydration. Flying on in again. Gotta fly into. Flying in. time just goes on by. Come on, game. This is your time to shine a ShAlpha. I'm so impatient. I keep looking at this timer and I'm like, okay, 5 minutes. If I do it for 5 minutes, something's gonna happen. But then I'm like, let me run and check now. Because I see a thing moving on the screen. I mean, how many am I actually getting realistically? Maybe like 3 or 4, like 4 resets, 4 to 5 maybe, every minute. Or maybe I can go faster. Like a race with myself. I lose and win at the same time. It's like old me is like, I gotta try even harder. Alright. Yeah, but I feel like I have to do my... Ever since I've been like into One Piece, I have to like occasionally recommend that anyone watching this starts watching it. It's like legitimately like... like you may think it's long. It's almost like a necessity of life. Yeah, of course it's long. It's life, bro. Duh. That's why we live. That's why we breathe the air we breathe. Like, what do you mean? Your life is long, dude. You're not gonna live your life? For real though. I'm cooking with this one. But yeah, One Piece is actually like the best fictional story of all time. I'm super excited, and it's kind of wild being a new fan because I binged all this content in 2 years, and where it's at currently, like I'm not gonna spoil anything. It is like I could tell there's like in the next like at least maybe 5 years tops, the story is gonna finally finish. Like it's accelerating like crazy where it's at right now. Like the anime is currently like airing like the new season. That's like after like the different arcs they label it. Like it's a big one. I've already read all the manga. Like I watched all the available anime that's available, and I watched it like literally up to everything. And I was like, holy crap! Like I need more. And then I realized like the manga is ahead. And I'm like, oh shit. And I went and I read everything that is like currently out. I'm like, dude, this is like the manga arguably is like the best way to consume the content because it's like you don't have to like worry about the pacing issues that the anime like makes. Like if you want to get into One Piece, just read the manga, dude. It's like really good. It's like I don't know, it's just like such a good story. I love Luffy as a main character too. He's like just a straight up idiot. Like I love like I'm a big fan of stories that aren't really about like black and white, good and evil. It's like there's a lot of like nuance in the One Piece world. Like people aren't just good or evil based on the organization or what they are in life. They're more determined by their personality and their character, like how their actions are. Like there's people that are like in the world government that are obviously like corrupt or whatever, you know, and there's also people who are not. They actually do have a sense of justice and they do fight for the common people of the One Piece world. There's pirates like Luffy and this crew, the Straw Hat Pirates, that are perceived as like doing good. But like the reality is majority of the pirates in the One Piece world are like, you know, pillaging, evil, like murdering people. You know what I mean? Like greedy. Like it's insane. Not insane, but it's so funny. Like I don't want to ruin it, but it's like you look at it and you're like, it just looks like some goofy like pirate anime, but it's like so much more. It's actually kind of fascinating where it takes you. Because like I said, I'm like up to date. Like literally I'm a weekly reader now. And it is like I'm someone that I can't like I don't even like Star Wars really anymore because I feel like the sequels ruined all of Star Wars. Like that's like how much I care about story. Like I just feel like when there's like people that don't when there's inconsistencies or like a disrespect of the initial source material or a blatant unusing of the source material, it's like hard to get into it. But like One Piece somehow created like this long ass story that only gets better. It's like a fine wine that like the further you get into it, because one of the cool things about the author Oda, he does a great job of foreshadowing things that you would never, they're very innocuous as you are exposed to it throughout the series. And he leaves so many things open for interpretation. Like some of the main characters that you meet in the story at the very beginning, you don't even know anything about thousands of chapters later. Like you still, but you don't really feel the need to know either, but you just know there's something about this character that eventually will be revealed. And then like as it like gets more and more, you're like, holy, what the, no way. It's like very fascinating. Like I've never like just been so pleased and felt like the payoff is so real than when I've like, and it's like, I get like some people don't like anime, but it's not even really about being an anime. Like, in my opinion, like I like anime, but like I don't feel like it's an anime thing. Like there's definitely some aspects of it, some tropes for sure, that might be a little weird or like what is this? Because it absolutely like, I think it's one of the things that makes One Piece so great is that like it's very like meta at times as a medium. Like it's almost like very self-aware that it's a cartoon or a comic. But anyways, beyond that, it's like there's actually a lot of like wordplay that doesn't get translated into like my like the version that I consume, for example. And it's like actually very genius, actually, the way I imagine if you're a native Japanese speaker and it's why it's so big. Like think of it this way. If you're a native Japanese speaker, it's like the whole show and what's happening is there's so much layers and like nuance to what's going on. Like a lot of foreshadowing just between numbers. Like certain words are being used, certain contexts can be like implied differently. That like are almost like foreshadowing elements that we don't get in a translation. But like it's still that good of a story that it doesn't even matter if it translates perfectly, because it's just like all the other aspects and moving pieces are still like really good. Like the world building is solid, the character development's amazing. There's a lot of parallels between like things that have already happened in our history and the real world, and then like religious context and like myths and like mythos and Norse mythology. Like seriously, like all this crazy shit that like it just starts to feel like some like medieval-esque. Like I don't know, it's like really, I don't want to spoil anything. Like I said, I don't want to say too much. But I'm literally not just trying to be like, I don't know, I'm like obsessed with it, if I'm being honest. Like I think it's that good. I'm like, holy shit, this is like amazing. Like I'm a big fan of the wackiness of it. I think like it makes it even like better. Especially like it like almost like lines up visually and artistically in how it like as a story is trying to portray like what freedom is. Like I don't know, it's really hard to explain. But there's something about it, like I just feel like naturally it just works. I freaking love talking about One Piece with some of my friends that are into it. It's the theory crafting in it is so funny. Like it's something I've been like more into recently is like consuming because like between chapters I'll like go now I'll like watch other YouTubers who are like speculating like what does this mean in this chapter, like what's going on and what is it for, you know, it's because after 25 years of like reading a story it's a little bit easier to kind of see like what could be happening, and some of the things have been almost like confirmed over years and it's like I don't know, it's really fun to just be in a fake fictional world that feels so real. Because that's how I felt about Star Wars as a kid. Like I liked the prequels as a kid, but like I feel like as I got older and then when the sequels came out, I was just like, what is this? I literally when I watched I know a lot of people like the Force Awakens or whatever, but my first experience watching it was like I was like living in this apartment in Los Angeles where I shared 13 rooms in it was like an old house that was like probably some rich family, but it got sold to some guy and he split it up into multiple apartments and it had like communal kitchen, kind of like a hostel in a way or some shit. But yeah, I lived there for a bit and I remember I was just like in the living room and it was on the TV and I've never seen it, like I never saw it in theaters or anything, and I was looking at it, I think it was like 2016 I was doing this. And I remember looking at it on the TV just thinking like, is this A New Hope? I was very confused. Because the sound was down low, but the shot compositions were like one-to-one. Like clearly referencing that movie. And to me, I felt like that already like, you know, without even like seeing how the story played out, I just felt like, damn, that's like something that you would never see in Star Wars. Like the George Lucas Star Wars, because I feel like every single Star Wars movie, even if you like don't like the prequels, the whole point of every Star Wars film was like George Lucas was trying something new each time. Like from like Empire to A New Hope. You know, like it's like a super reversed story pretty much. Like A New Hope is like starts off like it's kind of like you don't know, like you're watching the Rebel Alliance getting crushed by Darth Vader, right? And then like only like the droids get out with the message, and then it ends with like Luke kind of, it gives some hope, you know, he like blows up the Death Star, and there's like maybe we can fight back against this tyrannus, the tyranny of the Empire, whatever. But then Empire, it's like complete opposite. Probably one of the best sequels in movies history, to be honest. Like, they're just, like, the whole movie is, like, sad and, like, depressing, actually. Which is, like, unheard of at its time. It's like sequels weren't really common or done well. And then what George Lucas does with his sequel, which was that second film was completely funded by him, too, by the way. He used most of his money that he earned from the first movie and, like, put it back into this second one. And he like had more control over this film as opposed to like the original, like A New Hope. And he pretty much like if you think about it, it's like it starts off on Hoth. They're getting like infiltrated by the Empire. They have to like, abandon their base, like the Rebel Alliance. And then what it ends on is like Luke gets his hand cut off and he realizes this evil Sith Lord is his dad. You know what I mean? It's like such a great film. Like a great sequel at least. Because it like reinvents what it already is. It does something entirely different and new while keeping the same, like, you know, it builds upon what the first movie did. So it's like you get something fresh. And maybe you don't even realize like it's like how it's like emotionally manipulating you. Like, and I don't mean that in like a bad way. I mean like it makes you feel a certain way. But like yeah, it's like such a bleak ending. Like The Empire Strikes Back. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to experience these films as they came out. Because like imagine that time. Like it's not like today where everything is like instant communication and everyone can just like people don't even consume the same content. Like there's like hundreds of different things occurring at the same time, little echo chambers, little communities that have millions of like fans and subscribers that you'll never understand, like, or even realize it exists. But like back then, it's like you saw TV, everyone watched the same thing. It was like and you couldn't like rewind it. It was like it happened at this time, and if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you'll see it maybe one day when it replays down weeks later or something. But like, even like those old movies, it's like we can binge it all. Like you can watch the original Star Wars trilogy in one night. That's like it's intended for that, right? But as they were being released, imagine like you saw the first Star Wars, nothing like that ever existed, and then you see Empire, and it's like good, and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. But then it's like it leaves you on like such a like, what the fuck is going on? Like, like you know what I mean? Like this, it's like kind of sad in a way, but it kind of has like a little slight hopeful end. But I remember watching in the documentary that they added that little bit at the end where like Luke's being healed or whatever, just to make it not as bleak. Dude, I loved Empire. Like I loved the introduction of the bounty hunters. I remember as a kid I was so obsessed with all the bounty hunters. Like not like I loved Boba Fett, but it was like Bossick, like IG-88, like all the different like bounty hunters. I remember reading books about them, and I don't know, it's like fascinating that like whenever Disney bought Lucasfilm, they just tried not to use it. Like they kind of use some of it in ways, like in Mandalorian, they kind of did use a little bit. They did, I don't know, it's like weird. It's like even in the book of Boba Fett, they tried to use some of the, like, because even before all of that, like, it was like, there's like stories about how Boba Fett survives the Sarlacc on Jabba's palace or whatever in Return of the Jedi. Like, he doesn't actually die there. And then, like, I remember I read a version of it where there's another bounty hunter who was on the ship in Empire. His name's Dengar. He's like the one human-looking guy that has like all the bandages wrapped around his face. From what I remember in the story that I read, Dengar finds Boba Fett and kind of like nurses him back to health, like around the Sarlacc. I don't know. Like they tried to incorporate it. They tried to do something. But I just feel like Disney, aside Andor, which was like actually a work of art, like that was probably like the best Star Wars I've seen since the original trilogy. Like I was really shocked that Disney was able to produce something that was that good. I was like, damn, this is like, there's no clear good and evil. I can't believe Disney made this. Like that's literally like Disney has used to be like a amazing company. I'm not saying they're like really bad. It's just I feel like more often than not they just make garbage these days. Like pandering garbage. A lot of re-releases that don't need to be made. All like playing off people's nostalgia. Reinventing the wheel a lot of times when there's really no need to. But yeah, I was really shocked because Andor is actually like super good. Both seasons, I would recommend it. I'm not even like a huge fan of Rogue One. Like I don't dislike it. I think it's a good enough movie. Like I felt like I always liked that it kind of was supposed to blend into A New Hope seamlessly. I thought that was kind of cool. But like the way Andor ends, it like leads into that movie, and it's like, dude, that's even like, it's like really good. I feel like Star Wars a lot of times is like very campy on how it is like with the villains. Stormtroopers are almost like laughable. They're not really threatening. But in the Andor show, it was like, holy crap, this stuff feels very ominous, and it really felt like a fascist kind of like alien government that like ruled the space. While also like there were characters who worked within the Empire who were just doing their job. Like they weren't really portrayed as these like fascist, like hateful. Like they actually thought they were doing the right thing by enlisting for the Empire. it was fairly interesting how they were able to create such a dynamic in the show. But I give all the credit to the show writer, Tony Gilroy. Definitely really cool. I'm a big, if you can't tell, like, I'm a huge fan of nuance. Because I feel like a lot of times people have these, like, really misdefined or unrealistic moral compasses. You know? Like, they got their, like, opinions from some Marvel movie or some movie that is just, like, very much just like a turn your brain off, like, good versus evil movie, you know? Like, you're just supposed to feel good. It's like, okay, that's not how the world is. And even that world is, like, fake, you know? It's like the world that the person that they think they are is, like, not a real person. It's like a bunch of buzzwords and things that are, they think makes them elevate themselves to you. Like, they're better than you know? That's all that matters, is that they're validated for being better than you, more moral than you. Alright, anyways, let's go. But yeah, I think it's always good to have variety in storytelling, but as I've gotten older, I've really appreciated, like, a more fleshed out kind of, like, approach to the world. Not even, like, fleshed out, but like it keeps you guessing. Like, you don't really know sometimes someone's true intentions in a story that's portrayed with a little more gray. You know, because you can almost empathize with a villain more. Which I feel like in a lot of times is how you make the best villains in a show. Like, even thinking about Disney, right? Like, what made some of the best Disney movies back in the day? Like, the original Lion King, right? Like, they had a good villain. And, like, why is Scar a good villain? Because Scar is, like, the type of villain that you can actually, like, hear talk about why, you know? Like, you can empathize. You can almost understand Scar, like, why he does the things he does. You might even relate slightly to Scar, maybe just varying degrees. Like, that's the thing about a lot of these stories at times, where they almost are, like, supposed to represent aspects of the psyche of, like, who you could be. But you might not be that person, but you could maybe be faced with that. You don't really know. It's not maybe as, like, black and white. Like, you're not gonna just kill your, like, stepbrother in a herd of antelope or whatever, you know. But, like, I feel like it's more of, like, the personality type of, like, who Scar is, as, like, a malicious kind of, like, he's, like, a very negative character. Like, he looks at the world in a very negative way. And sometimes there's people like that in your life that you don't really think of it necessarily. Like, oh, this person's just, like, a bummer. But, like, sometimes you gotta be careful about, like, colliding worldviews and just how someone might perceive the world. Because they're definitely not gonna see it how you see it. And that's great. You know, it's fine. It's not always, like, something to worry about, right? But Scar is kind of, like, it's, like, a very... I'm trying to think, like, he likes to see people suffer. And there are people that are really like that out there, who just, like, mask it behind being your friend or being a supportive person. They want to be close to you, they want to be involved, they want to, like, know what's going on, they want to check in on you when you're, like... But are they actually helping out? Are they actually supportive? I don't know your life like that. Hopefully you don't have people like that in your life, but... I think that's why those characters resonate so much with people, because they are caricatures of real people that you could know. And it's not as extreme as, like I said, what the characters do in the films. They're not as, like, campy or, like, cartoon villain, I guess is actually, like, a great way to describe it. But you can almost, like, see like your like maybe even like some of these movies, like a character you might not like, you might see like a boss or like authoritative person that you know, or maybe a teacher or a family member. I mean, that's like a huge part of human history, is just like telling stories, right? Some of the most basic human tradition. It's kind of interesting to think like a lot of times like things are just cycled and rebranded. Like concepts that are like borrowed, like even Pokemon is borrowing inspiration from real world creatures, like mythology, urban myth. I think it's why it's so popular in a lot of ways, is that it kind of like connects to something that's very innate in like how humans look at animals to some degree, like our relationship with nature. Plus, they're just such cute designs. Where the hell is my ShAlpha? I've been a fan of Pokemon my entire life. I've played since Pokemon Blue came out. I played on an OG Gray Game Boy. I've been the enjoyer of the Pokemon suit. Like, you know, I will admit I've been feeling a little burnt out this last year or so. I mean, ZA I've enjoyed. I feel like I didn't want to get the remakes of Fire Red, Leaf Green. I just did not want to do a playthrough of that game. I didn't want to shiny hunt in that game as much as I thought it'd be kind of cool. Excuse me, especially with like all the RNG manipulation guides out there. Like you can get legitimate good shinies by doing that stuff. But yeah, I mean, Pokemon Champions though has kind of been nice to play. Been surprisingly like I wasn't sure how much I could be able to invest in something competitive like that, because I know how sweaty it can get. But it actually has been a lot of fun playing. I've thoroughly enjoyed crafting some teams together, testing out different team comps. I even got to run Snorlax a little bit in my last iteration of my team, so that was really cool. Rotom. Not much luck here with my Rotom friend. Really hoping that I get it tonight. And it's not, you know, gonna take me multiple days. I just want to get done with this zone so I can scan again. Maybe get a mythical that I need, or catch another shiny legendary that I need. Latios or Virizion. Alright, I'll have to check again here soon, and then I'll just start from the back up again. My internet's been pretty stable though, it feels. I only had one hiccup earlier, and it was storming. So that's a good sign. Alright, I'm gonna just go and check. Why is there like nothing up here? They're going everywhere. I love the substitute in this game. It looks cool. If only. I'm gonna reset it. Alright, well. I'll get back in there. With my luck, it would be nice if I actually got a shiny quest. With how many times I'm going in here, that would probably be my best case scenario, is if I got the shiny quest, which seems to be the rare, but there is a slight chance it could be it. If I got that one, at least I would guarantee a shiny spawn, and then it's a matter of if I got lucky and it rolled in alpha with my alpha power. Which, I mean, the alphas are definitely spawning, you know? It's really just getting it lined up with that shiny roll has been kind of annoying in this particular place, but I mean, this donut's not really doing me any favors. Level 1 on both counts for alpha and electric, but at least I have something, right? Better than nothing, I guess. I mean, I could be soft resetting for donuts until I get the right thing. That also sucks. You know? Here, I'm just gonna check real quick. I might even soft reset until I get a quest that is a guaranteed alpha or shiny. I don't know. Maybe I'll just fly in. Gosh. I'll give it a little bit. Might as well. It's a fresh zone. I mean, these are all gonna be... It's all probability. I mean, I could be very lucky, realistically. Just flying on in. One second. I'm gonna try to respond to this text while I'm doing this. One second. I mean, I'm just flying in and out anyways, right? I almost want to get Taco Bell. I'm not even gonna lie, like something about I just randomly wanted to get Taco Bell and I'm like, dang, I might need to do that. Keep on flying on in. Come on, give me the luck I need, game. So I can go get Taco Bell. Or don't give me the luck so I can save money. Be responsible. Have financial literacy. Financial literacy. Alright, let's see. Let's just talk about... Man, things are probably gonna get more... I was wondering, like... Are a lot of things gonna get more expensive because of gas prices in general? Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, gas being higher affects everything. Everyone's bottom line. Do these Rotom need gas? Where is the shiny? Where's the ShAlpha? Gimme, gimme gold, gimme, gimme, gimme gold. If you are a fool, you are gimme, gimme gold. Gimme, gimme gold, gimme, gimme, gimme gold. Goodness. This is kind of just like, this zone. It's like I can fly in a bunch, but I can't even see anything. And then if I adjust every time, I'm just kind of wasting. I'm not min-maxing. If I'm not min-maxing, I'm missing out. Missing out on a couple checks here and there, you know? I guess that is one of the things that's kind of fascinating about this game is how shinies don't despawn. So it enables such a bizarre way to shiny hunt that has never been done before. Like, I'm so impatient. Like, why can't I just not stay there? It's the Taco Bell thought. Like, for real, I'm thinking of like a crunch wrap right now. And how just fighting into that. It's make me feel pretty good. Could solve all my problems for just a minute or two. Dang it, come on, be a ShAlpha already. Please, Hyperspace Wild Zone 4-star. I dream of a ShAlpha. I dream of a ShAlpha. I'm dreaming of a ShAlpha. Come on. Anyone. I have zero patience. My brain is fried. I think I'm getting like some residual like radiation or something electrostatic from these Rotom everywhere. It's like frying my brain. Like I'm cooked. Like legitimately I could feel the steam. At least I know I could do more streams on the channel again. That's always a plus. What a joyous occasion. ShAlpha, Rotom, where did you go? What would be the coolest variant to get? I mean, granted, it doesn't really matter. It could always change, but for the initial catch. Whoopsie daisy. A little hiccup there. Well, maybe it's a sign. I have to go get Taco Bell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, no. You can hear me, chat? It's like breaking up. No, for real, like. I feel like I'll just go get it and fall asleep. Which seems like a waste. Probably, like, not a great idea. Why? I'm gonna try for 3 minutes straight. Just gonna keep clicking the button. Be patient. Stop just running amok here. Pay off patience. My brain is fried though. I am glad I decided to stream a little bit because I feel a little bit more willing to do a few more. Yo, what's up, Roots? Good to see you, homie. Hope you're doing well too. Shout out to my homie Roots. Hope all is well on your end. Roots, there it is. Root, there it is. Root, there it is. My brain is fried. Let me check the back room. I miss off reset. Goodness gracious. I don't know how much longer I can do it tonight, but we'll see. I don't know, something about the last like couple minutes, my brain has just been like, it's like I'm staring, you know, like that long 1,000-yard stare that occurs when you've not gotten a lot of sleep, or maybe you've indulged in something. It is where I feel like I am. Maybe I'll try like one more attempt. For good old sake. For the old times that we've had together. All the beautiful moments we've shared, me and you. How could I leave you in the dark? What kind of friend would I be? This goes out to you. This is not what I dreamt of. If only I at least got the quest on this final one. Maybe I'll try again tomorrow if I do end up taking a break. Oh, excuse me. All for a giant ghost electric thing. I just want a giant refrigerator. I need space to put my beer. Definitely need... I mean, I'll take anything. Give me a lawnmower so I can mow my lawn faster. I think that's a shiny. That's beautiful, but it's not what I'm looking for. I need a ShAlpha, not just a regular shiny. It's amazing. Unfortunately, the hunt continues. And what Pokeball will I catch Ed in? I'm gonna name this Ed. I need to remember this. My eventual ShAlpha Rotom will be named Ed. It's really important. I mean, if I'm lucky, I could get that other shiny too, but gotta get a ShAlpha. It does breathe a little bit of life into me every time I see a shiny, even if I know I'm not going to catch it. I'm like, oh, yeah, they do exist. They're real. My game still works. It's like kind of like milestones, like in my brain. Like, remember the 2 shiny Rotom part? That was like 30 minutes ago. Like, oh, it's like yesterday, like hang out with my friends. How's John doing? Alright. I'm just gonna attack because I'm so impatient and I keep staring at this shiny. Dang it! I almost thought that was it for a second. Why do they look... What does this one look like? Oh, it's like more red. But that does kind of look like it. That makes me sad. It's not... It's more orange. It's okay, I'm not really that emotionally affected by this. If anything, I'm just kind of hungry and tired. I don't really mind. I'm sure I could always pick it up tomorrow. I'm not obligated to do anything. I don't even need to be here. This is all by my will and sheer desire. I picked this night. This is me doing this to myself. I'm the only one that actually cares what happens here. I don't know why. I almost got like jump scared by the shiny there. I was about to, oh my god, it's a shiny! Holy crap, dude. But, you know, I already knew that. That's where I'm at right now. I legitimately, like, my heart, like, I could feel, like, my heart, like, skipped a beat when I saw the shiny. Like, dreams do come true. I'll come in tomorrow, you know, like, maybe I'll wake up. Oh my gosh, I can plan it out this way. I'll get my coffee and I'll do an early stream. Like, I'll get up. I'll get up for this. And I'll have coffee at hand. Instead of it being like an end of a day thing, like what I'm doing now, where I'm like, I did community day a little bit today, you know, I've been out and about, a little tired. I'll start my day off. That's the key. There's an expression. Early bird gets the ShAlpha Rotom. So, just gotta get up early and sneak up on this giant shiny that will appear, because that's just what's gonna happen. I do think it's gonna be pretty cool getting this ShAlpha shiny, so even though I don't particularly need this shiny at all, Ed needs us, so that's how it's gonna be. I don't know, I feel strange, like I almost feel like I could keep going, but then my tummy's like, you should go get Taco Bell. And I'm like, you know what, you're not wrong. You're on to something, Tommy. Yeah, screw you too, buddy. Alright, I'm just gonna stop for a set, go in. I don't know, I feel like the thing about shiny hunting, and there's always, it's like gambling, which I don't do. This is like my form of gambling, is chasing imaginary creatures in a digital form. Like, fortunately. Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of like gambling. Just imagine, like, you worked all week long just to throw it away. Such a great thought. Teaching kids morals. Alright, let me get in here. Please, ShAlpha Rotom right out the gate. Just be there. Ed. Ed, are you here? Ed? Hello, Ed? Are you, I don't see any alpha at all. Oh my god, no. Ed. Did you not RSVP? That's not Ed. I am disappointed. No ShAlpha? And what do you think you're up to over here? Getting caught in the wall like that, that's not cool. What am I supposed to do? Wait, what? Bro just straight up vanished. I mean, I guess ghosts do that, but I feel like that wasn't a part of being a ghost. I think there's more to this. Like he was trying to tell me something. Maybe there's something about that corner that I need to look more into, in depth. The corner of all corners, like maybe he was in that corner when his wife Rotom was washing machine. Tragedy. That story is old as time. No one is faithful anymore. You can just download an app. Alright, anyways, this is terrible. I am losing my mind. I will admit, like... I don't know, I'm just a little tired. I think it's been a long day. I think that's the sign for me to call it for right now. This has been fun, but I'm going to have to make this a part 2 stream just due to the fact that I feel like I need to get some sleep. Thanks for tuning into the stream, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue probably tomorrow morning. Like I said, I think I actually do like the idea of getting up and grabbing a coffee and trying to get this hunt finished. So put in a decent amount of time today, no luck. Found a bunch of different shinies, but of course couldn't capture them. They weren't the one. They weren't the ShAlpha. So thanks for swinging by. I'll be back tomorrow. And with that being said, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon routine. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. Good night. See ya. Bye.